Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about darknet search engine, self-hosted darknet search engine named exactly DarkWeb Search Engine. I'm Mirsamad Hajbakhsh, a professor at Urmia University. I was looking for an open source search engine for my information retrieval course, and because I'm interested in hidden services, I decided to find a search engine in Tor or any other hidden network. The famous one is Ahmia. You can use it for searching the darknet, and it's open source also. You can check out the source code and deploy it yourself. It has three main repositories: Ahmia site, Ahmia crawler, and Ahmia index. As I remember, these three repositories are available and open source. You can pull them and you can deploy it yourself. The problem is that these repositories are written with Python, and they are not Dockerized. I was looking for a Dockerized version. You can make it Dockerized, or you can create a virtual machine and deploy the Ahmia in there. As I told you, it has three main components: site, index, and crawl. But I was looking for another darknet search engine with Dockerized functionality. I mean, it's Dockerized. So I find DarkWeb Search Engine by NexvisionLab. As you can see, it has all the modules needed: Elasticsearch for indexing the data, Kibana for check the data in Elasticsearch, WebGeneral for the web UI and some databases, Tor Proxy for connecting to Tor, and Scrapper to scrap the dark web. Crawl the dark web. I checked this repository and tried to build it, but I found some issues. So I created a pull request 3 weeks ago, and I have made some improvements, and I have fixed some issues. One of them was that the onion list that this repository has is very old. It's 2 years old, and it contains some onion version 2 lists, which is deprecated, and you cannot connect to version 2 onions anymore. I used Ahmia's list of onions to update the list. As you can see, Ahmia has list of onions here, and this is the DarkWeb Search Engine's seeds actually, but the seeds are very limited, and they contain version 2 onion addresses too. Okay, so I have made some fixes for Elasticsearch volume, and one of the main problems was this, that this repository, I mean the original repository, makes some requests to its own site, and if you want to deploy it locally, you cannot create your request to the original site's database. I mean to Elasticsearch of the original site, due to course And if you want to use your own crawl data, you should point your host to your domain and your port. So because of that, I'm going to use my own repository, which I have changed these things, and actually I have add some improvements to the README too. So let's check out this repository. I mean mine, because it's not merged to the original repository yet. So I'm going to use mine. Okay, so let's go to desktop, git clone this repository, okay, it's cloning. Waiting more. Download speed is very low. Okay, it should be completed. Okay, till it's going to receive, I'm going to use an Nginx for reverse proxying the request to my local domain. I mean, I'm not going to use IPM port to connect to my DarkWeb Search Engine, but I'm going to use a self domain. I mean, I have created the domain in etc hosts, and as you can see, this is my local domain address, onionsearch.mycompany.com, and I'm going to create a reverse proxy for it in my Nginx. So let's create the Nginx interview or repository. Okay, it's Nginx sites available. I have previously created a video for creating GitLab and Mattermost in self-hosted environment. So this gitlab.mycompany.com remains from that video, and you can check it in the above link. Okay, let's copy my previous configuration to onion search.mycompany.com, and I'm going to change its parameters. If they connected to onion search or onionsearch.mycompany.com, one of them is partially qualified domain name PQDN and the other is FQDN. They are going to make request to HTTP onionsearch.mycompany.com port 7000. It's the default port of DarkNet Search Engine Web UI. Let's check. Let's create a symlink in sites enabled sudo lm-s sites available onion search in here. File exists. Okay, because from the previous configuration. Okay, for now we have the onionsearch.mycompany.com. Okay, let's check if the Nginx configuration is correct. Okay, so let's restart Nginx. We'll search Nginx. Restart. Okay. there was problem in cloning these repositories. So again, I'm going to crawl the repository. Okay. Let's go to the repository and follow the instructions. First of all, I told you what was the problem, so I'm going to change this file in web general, templates, layout, underline footer.html, and I'm going to find your domain URL port part, which is used by web browser to connect to Elasticsearch. Okay, so onion search, that's my honey.com is the domain, and the port 80 is the default HTTP port. After that, I wrote here that you can check, you can change onions.txt or default seeds, and I'm going to use the Ahmia's default list, which I have updated in the repository. You can check the onions list, onions.txt, and these are all the onion addresses, and you can see there are 16,248 onion addresses. Okay, and I'm going to change something in Docker Compose because I'm going to use domain, actually self-hosted domain, but it's again domain in web general. It binds itself to localhost, but I'm going to bind it to any IP addresses, not only localhost. So this is it. And next we are going to use the commands here, but because I have developed it before, the images are pulled and the installation and build step is very fast. If you are going to use it, you should face some downloading process with these commands. Okay, I'm using sudo docker compose build. It's going to build. Another thing, I'm using Portainer to check out the containers image and manage the Docker in my system using a website. Actually, Portainer is self-hosted too. I'm going to record a video about installing Docker and Portainer, so when I upload it, you can check out the Portainer there. Again, another error. I'm going to again run the command. The problem is in internet, so the connection sometimes drops, and unfortunately the connection is not established correctly. Let's check if it's okay or not. So it seems that it's okay now because there is no error. Okay, but waiting more. Okay, so it's done. Now I'm going to Docker Compose update, but before it, I'm going to give you a cheat sheet. In here, you are going to use some Elasticsearch related tools, and Elasticsearch by default needs more memory, so you should change the virtual memory of your system to the max available. This is the maximum value for your virtual memory. You should run it on your host machine. I have done it before. Actually, it's temporary. If you want to make it permanent, you can check this answer and change etc systemctl. But for now, I'm going to just make it temporary. And so now I can docker compose up d. My system's load average will raise, and it will create some containers in the portainer. As you can see, it's only the portainer itself for now. I'm composing the DarkWeb Search Engine. The containers are created. Now they are starting. As you can see, they are created. Now they are starting. And let's check what happens to system. I'm going to check out the system load average each second. It's near 7. The containers are starting. Started. 3 remains. Started, 1 remains, and WebGen release started. Okay. So they are running now, and you can check that the load average is near 9. Okay, the next step is to building the crawler. Sudo again docker build tag scrap a crawler from current directory. Okay. Again, I think that the internet speed is limiting us. It should load the metadata for Ubuntu very fast, and it couldn't. Again, and here the load average is raising up, and it's near 10. You may face some problems in video because the load average is actually 10. Okay. The next step is running the scrapper, but I'm waiting for the other image. Actually, the Elasticsearch 1, I'm checking its log. Now it's starting, and the starting step is cause that the load average is near 11. Okay, again it's building the crawler, but as I told you, I have built it before, so it's using the cached version of the layers. Okay, it's done nearly. Exporting to image. Okay, so I'm as I told you, I'm going to run the scrapper by sudo, and as you can check it here, a new container will be created. It's a scraper, and it's the main scraper of the DarkWeb Search Engine. Okay, we are waiting for HA proxy to connect it to Tor instances, and it takes some time. By now, we are going to run this command to initialize the Elasticsearch. Again, it takes lots of time because the load average is more than 10. It will use again some system resources to initialize Elasticsearch, and we are going to wait. Let's check what's happening here. Nothing. Just waits for HA proxy, and Elastic's migrate is happening. So let me pause the video, and after that, I'm going to resume it. Okay. Okay, now the migration has done, and the onion crawler has connected to HA proxy, and so the crawlers. Next step is to start the crawling, and actually it starts in another thread, but I want to see the output, and I'm going to what happened? Search is it was on. So I'm going to use the onions.txt to start crawling as seeds. Now the crawler starts to use the onions and crawling the. Let's check what's happening. The load average is 11. It's working for nice 10 now. It start to load the actually again the system is slow. Let's check the crawler status. Okay, here is the crawler status, and here is the output for each domain that is going to be crawled by Scrappy. I mean the 16,000 domains, they are going to be indexed or checked first and then indexed if the onion address is available, and we can check it in web browser using onionsearch.mycompany.com. I load it, but the gateway timed out, so I'm checking it now if it's okay or not. Let's check the web general. It uses port 7000, as I told you. What's the problem? Here it's doing its work. We are not interested in. So the load average is very high. It's near 20, and because of that maybe the gateway is timed out. Let's use the port and bypass Nginx. So it's working. So the problem is in Nginx. I'm not going to look what are the problems for now, but let's search for Android. Maybe we should have some problems here too, because it cannot connect to domain. As you can see here, I mean, this request should fail because onionsearch.mycompany.com does not resolve by Nginx. So let's reboot it again. Sudo service Nginx restart. Okay, waiting. Okay, again let's onionsearch.mycompany.com. if it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It was a problem with Nginx. And let's search for Android. Let's see what's the network connections and see if the XHR request has been done. Yeah, it has been done, but no data is available in table because the crawler is, for now it's crawling, and no data is added to database. It's actually crawling lots of domains. Let's check the scrapper crawler's status too. It's crawling, as you can see, and try to add data. Let's use another search, for example. Okay, money. So the crawler is working, the indexer is working, and this web general or the web interface is working. So you have access to your self-hosted DarkWeb Search Engine. If you have any question, you can reach my sites at mssearchworks.ir. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.